Hi everyone, this is Kathryn Brooks. I'm the CEO of She's Her Own CEO, and I'm proud to welcome you today to our CEO interview series. Today we're featuring Marianna Morello, who is a New York City media insider and industry expert, and we're just so excited to have her today. She was actually featured on our She's Her Own CEO blog interview series, and we're just adding her to the chat right now. She was recently honored by Folio magazine as an industry trailblazer. I see her coming online now. Hi, Marianna.
Hey, hi, how are you, Kathryn?
I'm doing well. I was just giving a brief intro. So proud and happy to have you on today. And so we met a few weeks ago and actually interviewed you on the She's Her Own CEO blog series, and you were just so gracious. But you have so much to share in your expertise and your background in direct response marketing and media, especially in New York City. So I would love if you could just introduce yourself to the audience as far as where you started, how you became what you are today.
Well, I started on May 1st, 1995. I opened up Manhattan Media, and we are celebrating our 23rd year. Very proud of that. And as most people know me in the business, I started my business basically in the print media area, but of course have expanded into digital, social, out of home, TV, and every other aspect of advertising and promotion. Of course, for the necessity, being that our clients need a integrated media platform. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I'm very proud of my entire staff. That without them, my team, I would never have been honored as I was this week, which was a very exceptional honor at Folio magazine, Top Women in 2018, along with Martha Stewart, which I must say was an absolute thrill. Absolute thrill. And the other women in the audience were just incredible, incredible entrepreneurs and upcoming women in business. And as I said to you, for your She's Her Own CEO, you would be thrilled to see the amount of women that fill that room. And I received this lovely plaque, which I'll share with you.
Beautiful,
And
beautiful.
yeah, and it was an amazing experience to be there.
Yeah.
Being in the business, I've been in the business more than 23 years. I've been in the business over 30 something years.
Yes.
And my business started on my kitchen table, as everybody knows, expanded now to this lovely building on 1177 Avenue of the Americas. And we're continuing to grow in many different facets because our clients are changing. It's a very evolving type of world we're living in right now, and things are changing.
Yeah.
So as far as what can I say? What can I say after 23 years? I mean, some call me a veteran. I hate that name, but I'll take it along with my stripes.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I was very, very intrigued by your site, She's Her Own CEO, when you approached me, because I thought it was very good for other women to see that they have the ability to become their own CEO. And look at your background and how you've evolved. And that also was something that intrigued me to speak to you more and encourage you more, as a matter of fact. And I guess what more can I say to you is that I'm humbled, I'm pleased, I'm very grateful for everything I have. I feel truly blessed. And that's about all I can say.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much packed into that brief intro. One thing that really amazed me and intrigued me as I was first talking to you several weeks ago, you were talking about how the industry's evolved and how, before social media, it was, out of home, TV, more of the traditional media, which is still strong and in full effect right now. But you had told me what a trailblazer you were as far as convincing people of the power of social media. Because you can talk.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's been my, as a matter of fact, that was my question. Okay. When I had to answer for Folio was, what are the obstacles and what are the things that I have come across? And what I've been noticing is that, a lot of the clients that we had, the actual clients that we had that were just in traditional TV, radio, print, etc., going into digital, social, even mobile, these are all areas where they know they all need to be. And that's an expanding area that we are really approaching. And now, out of home TV, OOT, I believe is what they call it now, is a very, very hot, and I'm looking into that for some clients, as a matter of fact, because the traditional media and the media that we've used in the past have done just a certain amount. And then, look, TV is going to be always around. It's going to be in different forms, as we all know, because it's changing and evolving. But the DRTV industry, which is an industry sort of where I kind of started, I would say, it has changed tremendously. And we're all learning to make those changes now, as many of the people that I know in the business. Oh, I see that my friend Colette is on. Colette
Hi,
is
Colette.
from Hi, Colette. She's from Concepts TV, and she's an incredible woman who's done just an amazing job in as far as producing commercials and videos, et cetera, et cetera. There's not, oh, I cannot say enough about her.
Wow.
And she's one of those CEOs that you could look at and say, be very proud to know her. And I'm very proud that she's my friend.
Wow.
Anyway, I guess I'd go on to say that, like I discussed with you before, this is a forever evolving. Every day is changing. Clients are coming in with different needs, different ways to approach their campaigns, because some of the old is just not working. So we need to look on to what we can do to assist them and change it so that they can get a return on their investment. And that's what they're basically looking for. Be it if they're pushing it to retail, or whether they're just e-commerce. Amazon, of course, is having a big impact on our industry, as everybody knows. And we're all looking at what we need to do to make the changes to help our clients.
One thing we didn't talk about were some of your clients. So you've led campaigns for almost 3,000 clients. Is that true? Your team?
That's probably even a low number.
That's
to be
a low
honest.
number.
To be in business for 23 years, I think that was a low number. We were trying to figure it out, but the amounts of clients that have walked in and out of the doors, there's so many that I don't think I could even count.
Right.
But we started humbly with just a few clients, and then we continued to build, and we built in all directions, because we did not only see our TV industry and the direct response only industry. We went into the branding industry, and by that we branded Tito's Vodka. You can go on my website and see that we wrapped the Hampton Jitney, which was just, and we also did a wallscape down in Soho. I mean, very, very different types of, things
Right.
to intrigue the client. The client needed, to be noticed, and they are very noticed now. Okay, but we've also started very, very small clients and built them to be very big clients. I have Hair You Wear. I mean, I'm with them over 30 years. They were with me before I started Manhattan Media.
Right.
And they have great lengths, and they have They've had Christy Brinkley put on pieces, Jessica Simpson before that. And we've had just so many diversified Bosley hair care. I can go on and on. I started and launched natural vitamins many, many years ago. When I started this business, I started natural vitamins. And as far as I'm concerned, it's constantly evolving. It's evolving because the clients that walk through the doors are different. And
Right.
now we're also doing we're doing things for the senior market. And the senior market happens to be a market that loves, absolutely loves, um, the print media, because print media for them sticks around a long time. They, AARP, and there's so many magazines and newspapers that they like to be in. And as the how can I put it? As a society is growing older, as we know, the boomers are all coming up sometimes to retirement age, that that market is a growing market. And the really intriguing market, of course, is the millennial, because the millennial is very interesting and difficult to try to pin down, because they're going to be on their phones most of the time. And other times they will be also reading all the gossip magazines in the nail salons and in the doctor's offices. And so print has also been very, very effective for the millennial products. So we have one product, Develop Plus, who has the pink hair, which I always love, Splat. And they've done very well with print ads as well as digital. And so each individual client has their own needs.
Right.
So, like I said to you before, we more or less have to make I would say, a specific plan for each specific client. And that's what Manhattan Media does best. We
Right.
know the business very well, and we just try to direct the client in the right direction.
I love that. I love that personal touch that you bring to every client. That's amazing. I did some pre-reading on some of your clients, and just you can see each customized element that you've brought to the table with supporting each of them. But one question I wanted to ask for anyone that's watching outside of New York City, how do you manage or what is your approach, and how is it different for a client in New York City versus one that maybe is in the Midwest or in another part of the country?
Actually, it doesn't really matter for us. I have clients in London.
Okay.
I now have a client from Russia. I mean, for us, we can get on a Skype call, or there is the way of communicating today is so amazing that we really don't have to be in the same city to communicate well. I mean, it's wonderful when a client happens to be in New York and we can have face to face, or even in New Jersey, where I have a lot of clients that are based in New Jersey. But the distance doesn't really matter any longer, because of the fact that we have this technology that is absolutely
Right.
unbelievable for us to be able to be in contact with them.
Right. As far as like the actual media properties, or in New York City, obviously you have like the taxi wraps and the bus stops, and I mean that's like a
Right. Oh, the out of home, though, we do across, we
yes.
do that across the United States. We do it in LA, Chicago,
Right.
wherever we need to be. So
Right.
we're not just in New York City. We're everywhere.
Right. Talk about, so you were quoted in Tim Ferriss's book, which is amazing. Talk about some of your other placements or interactions throughout your career, things that are kind of notable like that.
Well, actually, it was a very interesting meeting. I met Tim Ferriss many, many years ago in LA,
Yes.
and I sat down with him, and he was a very, very intelligent young man, and he started asking questions, tons of questions, how I started my business, what I do, how I negotiate, et cetera, et cetera. And I have to tell you, until today, now Tim Ferriss's 4-hour work week which I have a copy of sitting right here in my office, I still receive people calling me from that book. And they call me because he said, if you want to go into this business, you should contact Marianna Morello at Manhattan Media. And I was shocked at the amount of people that we received from that one little blurb in his book.
Right.
And I reached back out to Tim just shortly because he has a few bestsellers right now.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, Tim, I am very, very thankful to you. I didn't think that what you took away from the meeting would ever have such an impact on my business, but it certainly did.
Right. So that's a perfect story of meeting someone in your business journey that you never know where that's going to end up, right?
Right. Absolutely.
That relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's also why you should never close any doors. You should leave everything open. You know, like I said to you, interviews are very important.
Yes.
Attending some trade shows that you think you belong at is also very important. Your presence is very important.
Yes.
What you receive back from whatever you give in, as I say, you can be pretty sure that you'll receive a good amount of, I'd say a good amount of clients or a good amount of prospects just by going after them yourself.
Yes. And I think, that was something we had talked about prior as well, is just the power of relationships and, that thirst for knowledge and wanting to know more. So I know at She's Her Own CEO, I regularly get messages from, people that are either in the fan community or, they're in some way connected to the brand. And, they're asking me questions like, how do I get started as an entrepreneur? How do I achieve success? And, one of my top answers is pretty much what you just said. It's, be open, read about others that have come before you. You can always take things and apply it to yourself. Even if that person that you're looking toward isn't in the same industry, you can always learn and grow and, build upon reading about other success. So I appreciate that about you. And, I've learned from getting to know you a little bit more too. So, I just think that's the message, and that's key in this world, especially right now in this relationship-driven media world.
Right, absolutely. And I will tell you, even at the Folio Awards, most of the entrepreneurs that were out there,
yes,
some of them sacrificed literally mortgaging their homes
yes,
to get started. And when you listen to some of their stories, you're very, very intrigued by the fact that they believed so much in their cause and what they were out there to do that they just put everything behind themselves. And I listened to so many wonderful stories at that meeting and at that luncheon that I will tell you, I walked away shaking my head saying that. And then the up and comers, which are these young gals that have real fire in their belly, and they are going after it no matter what. There's no saying no. Everything is yes.
right.
And they will get it done. And I think that's a point that people have to know if you really want to go on to be an entrepreneur or the CEO of your own business.
Right. And then you yourself have a great mentorship story with the gentleman that encouraged you and pushed you forward in your entrepreneurial pursuit. Do you want to share that story?
Yes, I do. I basically took a part-time job with David Geller. He's passed on, but his words will always stay with me forever, because he felt that I understood the business well. I was very good at what I was doing, and he kind of taught me what to do. I took the place of a gal who went on maternity leave, and at the end, I basically knew her job inside and out within 2 months, and he was shocked.
Right.
And I had no background in selling advertising, but with his mentorship and with his drive. He was just telling me to, get out there, call these people, do what you have to do, sell these ads. And that's kind of where I learned it. So I will always remember him fondly.
Right. So that he really just took your inherent talents and motivation and just accelerated it by giving you that encouragement and pushing you to be your greatest sense of you.
Yes, yes. What I think he did was he gave me confidence to know that I was a good salesperson. I certainly could sell. At that time, I was selling the National Enquirer. That was my first job. Okay. Now today, that's not the thing I am most proud of. But I will tell you that it was my entree into selling, and also understanding the direct response. In the old days, they called it mail order. It was not even, we were not even thought of as direct response the way direct response is today. I mean, it was the old-fashioned mail order. Our ads were always thrown in the back of the book. We never got any accolade for who we were, but then direct response turned around and we got the respect of which we should. And then, of course, what happened was eventually things really blew out when we had the whole infomercial world come about,
Right.
where you were selling direct, direct to the consumer on a 28-minute show. And then you also have the short forms where they're selling on, 2-minute, 1.5, whatever spots. And that's something that all evolved after I got, like, in the beginning of the business, I was just in the print end, as I said, and then the rest evolved after. And now it's just going at a super, super fast pace, and we have to try to keep up with it and make sure that we can be on top of, the next stages that are coming.
Right. Right. Well, I want to hold to our time constraints because I know you're extremely busy. I do have to ask you a question as it pertains to being the CEO of your life, and talk about this in any direction you like. I know you manage a team, you treat your team like family. I know you're very involved in your community. How do you best lead as the CEO of your life? How are you, she's her own CEO?
To honestly, I guess you answered my question as my answer would be is that I am very connected with my team. I'm very connected within my industry.
Right.
I believe that it's important that you stay involved and you listen and hear what's going on around you, understand what your team needs, understand what your industry needs, and just get out there and do what you can do to help.
Right.
And I think that's what it means to be a CEO of a company my size, because I'm certainly not, a Fortune 500 company. And I have to be very, very, very much in touch with my group.
Right.
And we are. And we are also a boutique agency that's very much in touch with our clients. So we are driven basically by the needs of the clients, and then again by us being a team that can get together and be there for our clients. And as far as the whole industry in itself, I'm evolving with technology and with the changes. We all have to do so.
Right. Right. Where can people find you online, Marianna? How can they, if they want to connect with you or do business with you or just learn more, where can they find you?
Well, my website is www.manhmedia.com. You could just Google Marianna Morello and a lot will pop up. I've been very fortunate to have a lot of publicity in trade magazines such as Response Magazine, who has had me on the cover, which I think you're actually seeing behind my desk here.
Yeah.
But I have had the pleasure of being involved with some wonderful people in the industry, and that's how you can get in touch with me, or you could directly email me at mmorello at manhmedia.com. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
Great. Show us your award from Folio magazine one more time, just in case people are jumping in. We'd love to see it. Beautiful. Wow. Amazing. That was great. So several categories in the Folio magazine. Top women of 2018, and you were an industry trailblazer. So amazing.
Yes, a trailblazer. I don't know, living in New York, how I got that title, but I will tell you, I think if I was in the Midwest, it would be more appropriate. But I am a trailblazer because I don't really take no for an answer, so I kind of go after
Right.
whatever I have to go after, and that's probably why they gave me that title.
Right. Any final advice for aspirational or success oriented ladies and men, but ladies? Any?
I would just say if you really have a passion and you have a very strong feeling within yourself that you think that you have a product or you have a service or you have something that you think that others would want, you have to take the initiative to go out there. Sometimes it's scary. It was very scary for me. I mean, when I opened, but with time and with the confidence of my clients and my vendors and the people that have surrounded me and my colleagues, I've come 23 years doing this. So
Right.
The only thing I could tell any new woman that wants to be her own CEO is just to go after your passion. Really
Right.
go after your passion and believe in it.
Right. Thank you, Marianna. This has been amazing and a real treat for myself as well as anyone listening or watching. So I really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on your award, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you and more awards.
Okay, thank you, Kathryn, very much, and I do appreciate you reaching out to me.
Yes, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye now. Bye.
Bye.